Hi and welcome. In this video I want to take a look at the Organiser Workspace and how it all fits together. Now in the Organiser, the main work area is the media browser pane, and that's up here. This is where you'll review, sort, organise and search for your photos and any other media files that you've got. The toolbars above the image thumbnails display information about the selection of photos currently displayed. In this case, the lower bar displays the date and time of the last import, and the top bar tells you that the current view is the last import. Now, if the media browser was showing results of a catalogue search, the lower bar would detail the search criteria shared by that selection, and it'll be here, so that'll have to be put here. Now, to clear this last import filter and to view all 12 photos rather than just 6, then we go over and we click the clear button over at the right hand side. And that now resets us to all media. And we can now see 12 images, which is all the images that we've got imported to date. Now by default, the images are sorted by capture date, arranged from newest to oldest. Now you can change this sort order by going to this little drop down here, and you can have them by oldest or by name or by import batch. But we'll just leave that at the newest. Now the view picker, that sits above the sorting bars, and it's here, this grey area. And this allows you to quickly move between the people, the places and the events views. So let's have a quick look at that. People, places and events. Now these three views filter the images in the media browser, so it displays only the images that feature faces, locations or occasions. The media view itself is unfiltered. Now you can use the search button up here to search all your images in your catalogue, or just a subset based on these criteria down this side. And we've got smart tags, people, places, dates, folders, keywords, albums, events, star ratings and media types. Now the left hand panel. The panel on the left hand side of the Organiser is where you can access albums and folders. Now albums in Elements Organiser are like real photo albums where you can store and organise photos in groups of your choice. Now for example, you could create an album called, let's say, Trains. Okay, so let's have a go at that. Let's go to albums and we'll click the plus. And over on the right hand side, we'll call this Trains. We've not given it a category as yet, and we've only got one image that's really a train, so I'm just going to click on that and then drag it in and drop it, and then I can click OK, and I've now got an album which will display me just my trains, which is just one image. And now if I want to go back to all media, I just click the little arrow and I'm back to viewing all my images. Now an advantage of albums is that you can drag the photos within an album to rearrange them into any order you want, which is obviously a restriction if you're just using folders. Now you can add a photo to more than one album as well, which is absolutely brilliant. Now let's create another album. We'll create another album and we'll call this one Crete. So I'm going to click the plus. I'm going to call this one Crete. And then there's an image here that I took while I was in Crete. So I'm going to click on that and drag it in and then click OK. So now I've got two albums, Crete and Trains. Now you can also create basically multiple levels of album categories, and this really will be help to tidy up your album stack. And so let's try and do that. So Crete and Trains. Okay, Crete is really down to holidays, so let's go and create an album category and we'll call this holidays. and we'll click OK. So now this is like a master category. So Crete is obviously one of the holidays I went on, so I can drag that and drop it into holidays. So now I want to close that one up. It's in the holidays. It's like a subfolder. And then I could do another one for trains. So let's say we'll do a new album category, but this one we'll call transport. Okay. And now I can click my trains and drag them into the transport category. And there we have it. We've now got two categories, each containing an album. And then you just populate the albums from your images, and that's all you need to do. Now, instead of manually selecting photos for including in an album, like we've just done, you can create what's called saved searches. And these are built with criteria for selecting photos. Each saved search is like an album that dynamically collects photos that match the criteria specified in your search. So let's have a look at that. So I'm going to go to my Find menu. I'm going to go down to By Saved Searches. Now I've already got one in here that I was playing about with earlier, so I'm going to get rid of that. Just delete it. And we'll go again. So Find, By Saved Searches. Right, now I need to build a new query. So I'm going to click, and then I'll call this, let's say, 5 stars. So I want to know every image that's got a 5-star rating. Okay, and now I'm going to build the query or the criteria. And I'm going to go for rating. I'm going to leave this setting at is. And I want this set for 5 stars. So what I'm asking this query to do is to pull out all the images and let me see them if they've got a rating of 5 stars. And then I'll click OK. So now I'll go back to all media so we can see all of my images. But now I can go to Find, By Saved Searches. I've only got one in the list, but this will be a list of your queries. But this one's called 5-star rating is 5 stars. Yep. So if I click on that and open that query, it will bring out everything that's got 5 stars. Okay, and now if I go to, let's say, this image and I give that a 5-star rating, if I now run the query again, so I can go to Find, By Saved Searches, my 5-star query, and open, I've now got 4. So I've not had to drag it in or drag something out. I just change and make sure that it either agrees with or does not agree with the 5-star rating. So if I wanted this one to be taken out of here, then again, let's go back to all media, but this time we'll change it to 4 stars. So we now go back to Find, By Saved Searches. I'll click on that and then click Open. And now I'm back to 3. So it automatically drops images in and out dependent on the star rating. Now you can't add or remove images manually from a saved search. Like we've done, what you've got to make sure of, the saved search criteria is no longer met. Just like we did, we changed one of the images to 4-star and it now doesn't appear in this search. Now let's have a look at folders. Now we'll just click on folders and we can see the default view lists only the folders that you've imported into your catalogue, and these are called managed folders. Now if you want to see the rest of the folders on your computer, then if you click this little icon here and click View as Tree, and I'll just hover over just to drag it out, make that a little bit bigger for you so you can see. So now you can see basically the breadcrumb right through to import 1 and import 2, which is the 2 folders that we've actually imported. And this little symbol on here means that they're managed folders. Now let's go back to the default view, so we'll view as list. Now in this folders view, you can drag and drop files and folders to new locations on your hard disk and create, rename, delete folders on your computer without leaving the organiser, and it's important that you do that. The catalogue then tracks all your work in the folders view, making it easy to manage your media library from the ground up and help to avoid hassle of locating and reconnecting missing files. Now when you select a folder in the folders view, that folder, rather than your entire catalogue, becomes the image source. So if I click on import 1, I see the 6 images that are in the import 1 folder, and if I click on import 2, I see the 6 images that are in the import 2 folder. Now any filter or search, including like people, places and events views, will be applied only to the images in the selected folder. If you want to see all the images, then you've got to click on the All Media button here. The media view will now display the unfiltered content, so basically everything that's in your catalogue. Now down at the bottom of the interface is the taskbar, and this presents an array of tools giving you one-click access to some of the most common organiser tasks. And we can hide the panel if we want. We've got undos, we've got rotates, we can add location, add an event. We can do some instant fixes, which is basically developing your images in the organiser. We've got access to the full editors, which we'll be going into in much more detail in later videos. We can make a slideshow, or we could go back to the home screen. Now at the other end here we've got the zoom, which is obviously self-explanatory. You can make your thumbnails bigger or smaller. And we've got keywords and info. And if I click on that, it'll open a panel at the right hand side. Now let's select an image, and we'll see at the bottom here under image tags we can see that, that this image has been tagged on import with the lesson 01. And it's also come up with, automatically come up there, it's in the UK, in England, and it's in Barnsley. Ooh, Big Brother is watching me. Now if we look at the top here, and we can expand the general category, here we can see we can add captions, we've got the name, we've got some notes we could add, and we've got the ratings, a little bit of metadata information. If we go to the tags, then we can see here that under imported keyword tags, if I just click this little triangle, here you can see that again we've got the lesson 1 tag that was imported with the images. Okay, lastly but not leastly, up at the right hand corner of the workspace we've got create and we've got the share options. Now in the create menu you can basically choose to start a variety of photo projects and share and showcase your images, from personalised greeting cards to photo books and slideshows. Now the share menu, well, that offers you a range of ways to share your photos or to show them off to the world at large. You can burn a DVD, publish to online sharing sites, attach your images to an email, or export media as a PDF slideshow. All really cool stuff. Now we have a different view mode that we can view the images. Now by default you'll see these small thumbnails in grid view. Now if we double click on a thumbnail, or press the keyboard shortcut Ctrl Shift and S on Windows or Command Shift and S on a Mac, you'll enlarge the image and enter single image view. Now we can scroll through each of the images now just by using the arrow keys. We can go forwards or backwards just using the arrow keys. Now to return to grid view, just double click anywhere in the enlarged image. Now if you wanted to add additional details to the thumbnails, you can go up to the view menu, and we've already shown some details, and we can add grid lines, so we can put these little grid lines around, and we can add the file names as well, which can be quite useful. You either love a lot of information on your thumbnails or no information. I prefer a lot, so the most I can have is what I'll have. Well, that's it. A quick exploration of the Organiser Workspace. I do hope you found that useful. I'll see you in the very next video. Bye for now.